here's the big question. Here's the big question. And I ask this again in the context of my first address to the nation. You don't know how I love saying that, how excited I am about this. Aside from the bastardization of the Constitution that the Obama plans are, that TARP is, it's not constitutional. Aside from that, where's the evidence that the people authoring all this have ever succeeded in any similar plans before? There's none. There is no evidence it works. So, you say, well then how's he getting it done? Dumb down public education, dumb down public emotions, and the ongoing, this is why I think it's such a waste for a man as gifted as President Obama with the communication skills. You know what? He can wipe out the Republican Party. He can wipe out the Republican Party if he would inspire this country to be the best it could be. But we don't have to worry about that because that's not what he wants. He wants people in fear, angst, and crisis, fearing the worst each and every day, because that clears the decks for President Obama and his pals to come in with the answers, which are abject failures, historically shown and demonstrated. Doesn't matter. They'll have control of it when it's all over. And that's what they want, because they think they can do it better. They see these inequalities, these inequities that capitalism produces. How do they try to fix it? Do they try to elevate those at the bottom? No, they try to tear down the people at the top. It's not fair you're up there, so they whack you. That's not what made the country great. And no evidence of it is in play here. John Kerry. Served in Vietnam. Now stop and think of this. And by the way, Barney Frank got involved in this too. Northern Trust, a bank in Chicago, by the way, which holds the mortgage to the Messiah's house purchased by Tony Rezko. Northern Trust holds the mortgage. Northern Trust was forced, like Wells Fargo was forced, to take TARP money. The Wells Fargo CEO said they were taking it to Paulson's room and they were given at 5 o'clock to sign it, and they weren't getting out till they did. They wanted it spread all over the banking business. Northern Trust was in there. They didn't want it. They took $1.6 million. As you know, they went out, they sponsored the LA Riviera Open 2 weeks ago that Phil Mickelson barely hung on a one. And you're like, Phil? And we find out that they hired some liberals to entertain, but it still wasn't good enough. They hired Sheryl Crow. They hired the rock crooner group Chicago, but they had the audacity, Northern Trust did, to entertain their clients, to try to reward their best customers, to try to get new customers. Banking's in trouble. Northern Trust is trying to do what they always do, what all businesses do, and that is mine for new clients and reward existing good customers. Not since they took 1.6 billion, I guess. The haughty John Kerry wrote a piece of legislation, said he's getting sick and tired of these CEOs using taxpayer money to throw all these lavish parties. And I'm saying, where do you get yours, Senator? Sad thing is that it works. They've created class envy in so many average Americans that they love hearing that. Yeah, you get even with those bank guys. How's it going to improve here? Let me ask you a question. Those of you watching on my first national address. Take the favorite villain you've got. Maybe it's John Thane at Merrill Lynch because he used his own money, his company's own money, to redecorate a bathroom in an office for $1.2 million. By the way, to do that, he had to hire a contractor. They got paid. He had to hire a designer, had to buy furniture. That's called stimulus. And he did it. But all of a sudden, John Thane's thrown out. John Thane's humiliated. John Thane's embarrassed. How dare he? He did this a year before they took TARP money. And all these congressmen are standing up saying, this is not going to happen. We are not going to watch these people capping executive pay while Obama tries to live like one. You know, he's trying to emulate the lifestyle he is attacking. That's what liberals do. Two sets of rules, one for them, one for everybody else. But it's coming if you think that John Thain or the Northern Trust CEO, if you love them getting attacked, if you love them being ripped, ask yourself the next day, do you have any more money in your pocket? Is your life any better because that guy got taken out or taken down by some haughty senator from Massachusetts? And if you ask yourself this, you will realize your life is no better off, that the Democrats and Obama are asking you to feel better simply on the basis that they're going to get revenge for you, but your life isn't going to improve. Somebody else's is just going to be destroyed, and they want you to be happy over that. That's sick, and that is not the United States of America. Besides, as far as John Kerry is concerned, if it weren't for his varicose veins, he'd be totally colorless. Now let's talk about the conservative movement, as it were. We, ladies and gentlemen, have challenges that are part and parcel of a movement that feels it has just suffered a humiliating defeat when it's not humiliating. This wasn't a landslide victory, 52 to what, 46? 58 million people voted against Obama. There would have been more if we'd have had a conservative nominee. But no. I don't mean that. I mean that in an instructive way, as a lead-in to what I'm talking about here. There's no humiliating defeat here. I can't say, sometimes I get livid and angry. We do have an organizational problem. We have a challenge. We've got factions now within our own movement seeking power to dominate it, and worst of all, to redefine it. Well, the Constitution doesn't need to be redefined, conservative intellectuals. The Declaration of Independence does not need to be redefined, and neither does conservatism. Conservatism is what it is, and it is forever. It's not something you can bend and shape and flake and form. Thank you. For the purposes of this occasion, I'm not going to mention any names. I bet with you I won't have to. People watching my first address to the nation might be curious what I'm talking about. They will find out in due course. Trust me on this. I cringed. It might have been 2007, late 2007, or sometime during 2008. But a couple of prominent conservative, beltway establishment media types began to write on the concept that the era of Reagan is over. Now, and that we needed to adapt our appeal, because after all, what's important in politics is winning elections. And so we have to understand that the American people, they want big government. We just have to find a way to tell them we're no longer opposed to that. And we will come up with our own version of it that is wiser and smarter, but we've got to go get the Walmart voter, and we've got to get the Hispanic voter, and we've got to get the recalcitrant independent women. And I'm listening to this, and I am just apoplectic. The era of Reagan is over. When the hell do you ever hear a Democrat say the era of FDR is over? You never hear it.